What's going on? This is Shangodiac, aka Real Deal Ray. Welcome to your new moon mini Shangodiac. Okay, all signs from Aries all the way to Pisces. Okay, actually, it's a new moon. Yeah, I think I said new moon, micro Shangodiac, all signs. The reason why I say micro is because all signs are getting one card. There is the new moon influence card, which I will kind of go between each sign and that. Okay. Before I get into this though, like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. And if I forgot to mention on your funky ass, like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Okay. In that particular order, the order of operations. All right. So before we get into it, just a quick brief announcement. We just brought it back by popular demand, the world famous 3-day binding spell. Now, this is a love work that can go in a lot of different situations. Basically, you get your own custom made quantum bruja doll of you and your target that you either want to bring to you or keep to you. Another way, though, that you can use a 3-day binding, if both parties are consenting to it, you can almost use it as a kind of a marriage ceremony, if you will, something to protect your union. You know, a lot of people don't think like that, but you got to think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? So that is now available for a limited time, about the next 3 days, 3 to 4 days. And if you should choose to, please take part in that. You know, that's something that a lot of people have. Like I said, it's world famous. These bruja dolls, these 3-day binding spells that went all over the world, and for good reason. Okay, so if you are feeling intuitively led now to get you one, take part in that. The link is in the description. Also, Saturday is here in America, as far as California goes, it is the new moon. Okay. And new moons are a good time to either begin something, plant that seed, or it's also known as the black moon. Okay, so that's the time to do some cleansing, some healing work, some, shadow work, finding out why you feel the way you do, all that good stuff. We have the Santa Muerte cleansing ritual, which originally took place the last full moon. But the way these rituals are designed, it's kind of like a hedge fund, and it just gets momentum because everybody that joins, of course, intends the ultimate success for everybody else that's joined, and of course themselves. And if we're all doing that for each other, that is why they work so well. And they are designed to really take place on the psychic realm and astral realms, which is the causal realm. In other words, that is the realm that causes what you got going on in your life now. So whether it's outside the circles of time. So just because you didn't join at that particular time, the way it's set up, you can join at any time. And once you have it, you can always, use it whenever you feel you need a cleansing. Okay, that's the good part. So in addition to that, like I said, it's also time to plant seeds. You can also take part in the rapid cash infusion ritual, the now world famous rapid cash infusion ritual 5, Muerte, MULAH. Both of these rituals work with SANTISIMA Muerte, that energy of SANTISIMA Muerte, the mighty SANTISIMA Muerte. So those are available now on the site. You can get them anytime you want. And like I said, you can use them whenever you want. That's the beautiful part. And like I said, it's like a spiritual hedge fund that gathers momentum. The more who enter, the more momentum, because part of it is that you intend ultimate success. You agree with your ritual partners, even though you don't know them. So their energies assisted you, you're assisting them, and we're all assisting each other. It's a beautiful part about that. But let's get into this new moon. I have to say this. One of the things that popped up for this new moon is it is time to let your hair down, okay? Let your motherfucking hair down. It's time to let it all out. Or let this be the time that you begin being that person who can let it all out, Okay, now I'm going to show you your card that represents the one card that represents the energy of this new moon. I didn't really check the charts. I didn't do all that. Not that those aren't important. It's just I really felt that I need to come from the heart and pull from spirit, not necessarily, planets. Okay, so, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of this information just seems to go along with other shit, but anybody can look up an astrological chart and find out what it's supposed to mean. And yes, I guess that does have some validity to that, but we're all individuals as well on the micro level. On the macro, we're all kind of the same, but on the micro, we're unique. So this is the card that I got for that best signifies the new moon energy coming through. And I'm going to kind of go through each of the signs, yours, and I'm going to do your reading here, depending on what your sign is. And we're also going to kind of mix them together, okay? So the card that we have here is the 7 of Spades, baby. All right, 7 of Spades. Now, one thing that Spirit told me when I was doing this is it's time to notice, uncover your truth. I was told that you, in many situations or contexts, are not speaking your truth. That may be due in part to several reasons. Some limiting beliefs and fears that if you do speak your truth in some form or fashion, it's going to hurt you. By way of either something's going to be taken away, maybe someone will leave you, even when it comes to like, I don't want to tell this person that because it might hurt them. Well, the reason why you're concerned about hurting that person is because it's going to hurt you. Or maybe you're concerned about what they might do once they are hurt, But I want to come with a message of encouragement and tell you that you do not have to worry about that. Okay, you can be at peace as you begin to notice what your truth is. I was going to say, speak your truth and seek your truth. But to seek to me kind of implies like something is outside of you, which is really not my definition of a truth. If it's your real truth, obviously you have to notice it from within. And I'm willing to bet it's already there. You just haven't noticed it. Maybe you have layers of other things on top. You don't want to notice it, because if you do notice it, then you can't go on ignoring it. Okay, this card also talks about not knowing shit, information missing, left out, i.e., once again, I guess we can go back to that whole thing of shadow work. Shadow work is basically allowing your unconscious to let you know what is going on. What do we believe about this situation or ourselves that is affecting the reality? You know what I'm saying? Or what is it that sometimes it has to do with certain traumas or pain that we just refuse to look at. Even in the moment, and this is a recursive lesson for me, and that is, and I got to constantly remind myself sometimes too, and I know I got to remind you right now, whatever you're going through right now, whatever you're feeling right now, honor that feeling and honor that aspect of you that is feeling that shit. Too many times we want to just snuff it away. We want to change it. We want to do something about it. And what is really called for is for you to give it a little bit of time, create a space, and sit with it. It will transform. It won't transform if you keep trying to distract yourself with YouTube, food, sex, drugs, even boredom. I think sometimes, and a lot of times, some cases of boredom is just we've become so desensitized to what may be going on inside of us, or we're so used, we've exercised those muscles of the mind that are more defense mechanisms. So they'll like, hey, why don't you go surf? Hey, check, you got to check Facebook, right? Check your Instagram. Everything else but sitting with your shit. Okay, sitting with your whatever is going on. Then there's the other aspects of us that, and I'm sure of you, that maybe you're feeling uncertain. Maybe you're feeling scared. Maybe you're feeling jealous. Maybe you're feeling angry. Maybe you're feeling hurt. And, you see all that positive vibes, Ellie. Yeah, that's great. It makes a cool meme. But in this reality, you need both. And it's not realistic to have just all positive anything. The mere essence of our existence, the way that we can even have these meat suits and bodies, is because we have negative and positive polarities going on. To have electricity, you need a positive and negative to make this shit go on. So there's the positive thinking and conditioning yourself to see things in more of a way that you might label positive. But then there's, and this is another overused word, toxic positivity, where it's basically denial on steroids. And that ain't going to get you nowhere. That never works. No matter how much you grit your teeth. I am happy. I am loved. I am beautiful. If you're feeling like you ain't shit, if you're feeling whatever it is, first and foremost, we have to chill out on judging what we're feeling, judging ourselves for feeling that. Some of you feel embarrassed because of the way you feel. But the truth of the matter is, this is how you're feeling right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to, peek under the covers. Look and see what is going on. And sit with it for a minute. Yes, the first couple seconds, maybe even the first couple minutes might be kind of uncomfortable. But nothing is static, especially emotions. Emotions are constantly moving. They're a process. They're a verb. They're not a noun. This card is a noun, a thing. So we say. But your emotions are a verb. They are a process. And if you sit with them, they will transform. And I promise you, they're going to start to offer up. You're going to have these little bubbles of awareness, of insight, of impressions, of all kinds of different things. Things that you can use. Things that the other parts of either your body, your emotional body, your psychic body, all these different aspects of you, they're trying to tell you something. How would you feel if you had a friend, but they didn't want to hang out with you if you were sad, mad, not feeling positive vibes only? How would you feel? Would you even consider that a friend? Okay, then. Let's get on with these signs here. But you see where this card is going. So right now, there's some things that are not known consciously by you. I say this is an opportunity. I say this is a new beginning. And it just happens to coincide with a new moon. Truth be told, this can happen any day and every day for you, should you so choose. Okay, so let's get into this shit. So this is the new moon card. Aries. Shit. Aries. First impression, Aries. Because of some of this, you find yourself sabotaging yourself. Aries. You don't even know it. You may be sabotaging some of your relationships. Be that romantic or family. Aries. Some of you, of course, are sabotaging your efforts. You're doing all the right actions, but actions are one part of the mechanism that makes things happen or seem to happen. There's the internal aspect and the energetic aspect that's got to be in place along with the actions. Aries, you're working against yourself. And mind you, hopefully one of y'all can be a doll and, timestamp these, You're working against yourself. In Aries, this may be taking shape also. What you fight, you feed. And the more you fight it, the more it will feed. And don't be surprised, man. You think emotions are just emotions, like we treat emotions like they're not real necessarily. And in a way, they're not. They really aren't. They feel real. But let me tell you something. You keep ignoring that shit, and it will show in your body. It will show in your body. Something has got to give, Aries. Okay? So for you, it would really do you a whole lot of good if you took the next week or two to start looking around inside, or just allowing whatever needs to come through. Just admit what the fuck you feel. Admit what's been going on. Admit maybe it's not that other person you're projecting onto them. Maybe it's you. Taurus. Why does it seem right now, Taurus, that those things that are most important to you seem to be the ones with the most blockages on this shit, man? You're feeling fenced in, caged in. There's a Taurus out there. You're starting to doubt your magic. You've been casting and casting, or doing intentions, or law of attracting, manifesting, whatever, but it's not, and you're not. Once again, these are emotional blockages. Now, I say emotional blockages like they're a thing, like this card, but they're not. Once again, what did we just learn from old Papa Shangito, okay? The yellow Yashua, okay? I got my yellow Yashua on, okay? Hold on. I'm gonna like open up my heart and be like, pretend I have a crown on and shit of thorns, okay? So yeah, what? And yes, thank you. You too have had a change of, you had a change of status in your health. Some of you Tauruses are fucking going through it. Okay? Sciatica, fucking, sciatica, problems with your shoulders because you've been feeling like you're carrying a weight of your shoulders on you. Weight of the world on your shoulders and shit. Yes, Taurus, you too can benefit from, of course, Now, I have to say this. There's a Taurus up there. All you other bullshitters, hold on a second. Let me speak to you real quick. Yes, you are right. Somebody is working on you to close your roads up. And you don't know that. But now you do because Papa Shangito is letting you know. Okay? Now, the reason why it's able to take hold is because you're vibrating at almost at the same frequency as these fucked up intentions that someone is sending to you. So therefore, you gave it a home. You gave it a home. Okay? You gave it a home. And you can evict its ass too. All right? Taurus. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Gemini. Some of you Geminis this is going all kinds of ways. This is how you get all kinds of shit. I can talk for an hour on one fucking card. Why? Because I does this shit, man. I does it. I don't like to do it all the time, but I does this shit, okay? This is what I started doing as far as this, what I started to offer. All right? So for one, I'm just going to tell you what I'm feeling from this, okay? you're not where you feel you should be. And part of that is you've been compromising a large part of your life. Okay? I mean, aiming at the low fruit, shooting at the easiest targets just because A, you feel like you're not worth the bigger game. B is because you don't think you can get the bigger game. So because of all this, you've been compromising yourself for a long time. And it's costing you. It's costing you. Little by little. Slowly but surely. It is costing you. On another note, there is a Gemini out there. So all you other Geminis who that apply to, and even this one, but I'm talking to this one in particular. You got a gimme guy or gal in your life. And they just kind of, you're having to keep giving. You keep giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. You know what I'm saying? You may need to reassess this situation. Okay? You may need to recess the situation. God damn it, okay? But I would say, you know, it's not about also sometimes noticing, you know, what it is that you want, or what do you believe, or whatever. Sometimes it's also about choosing. Yes, there's the noticing part, noticing what do I really believe right now. If I was to ask you, what do you really believe right now? Or make a list of your beliefs and shit, most of you wouldn't know how to fucking do that. But there is a point where now we discovered what it is, and now we're discovering what it's turning into now, because I'm choosing something else. And no matter what, this is what it's going to be, you know? Krabby Patties. Oh, Krabby Patties. Well, first of all, if you're a Krabby Patty and a crustacean, a Cancer, and you have had some legal problems, or there's a legal situation going on, I want to say rest assured, because what they're showing me here is you're going to come out kicking ass, okay? You will have shit on your shoes from kicking ass, okay? So legal proceedings, different legal situations are going to go in your favor. I don't care what it's looking like right now. I don't care what. It might be one of them twist and turn type of thing. Well, look, it's looking good now, and I don't know, you know. Nah, man, you got to plant the flag down and hold tight to that. You know what I'm saying? Also, for some, there's a Cancer out there. I don't know if this is a singular or what. That's the part I don't know. I'm just kind of getting these messages. So sometimes it's hard to say, is this global or is this individual? But whatever. There's a Sagittarius coming your way, okay? You're going to get some of that man-horse action, all right? All up in your belly, okay? Or all on your shaft, however it goes. There is also a chance, some of you Cancers, I feel right now, are really diving into your spirituality. And though you can never quite truly master, and that's such a generic term, your spirituality, but if there's a particular form of, let's say, spirituality you're practicing, magic or whatever, you will reach a very proficient level of mastery. But there's always, of course, just the levels keep going, and no level is actually better than others. It's just a different vibration. But I see a proficient level of mastery as it refers to your spirituality. Okay, another synonym for spirituality is also your psychology, though, and how you direct your mental energy, which is what you do with magic anyway, or different spiritual practices, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, that's right. You can't, because I'm not. All right, Crab. Get out the way now. We're headed into Leo. Oh, Leo. It's looking like it's gonna be some emotional time. Okay, there's some emotional shit going on, but that's gonna change right now because you have maybe been feeling kind of restless. Maybe having your fucking leg. You're one of those people who sit there and your leg just goes up and down. It's like, what the fuck are you fidgeting for? You know what I'm saying? Sit the fuck still, please. Yeah. I see a positive change in emotion, okay? But if you mix it with this new moon, it doesn't have to be one of these temporary spikes met by a drop, and by a little spike, then a drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop being at the mercy of your emotions. Yes, we honor them. Yes, we observe them. We accept and we acknowledge that they're fucking here. This is what I'm feeling. And then after they are allowed to change, and we can at least reach a neutral state, then we can start choosing, what is the state that you want to feel predominantly. Okay, you're not going to feel one thing all the time. That's just fucking unrealistic. You're not a robot. Okay, you're not a inanimate object or anything. Like, it just doesn't work that way, man. Okay, so just get that out your mind. Okay, but shout out to you, Leo. I got my main going on here too. God damn it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but you know what, also searching under the cover, piercing the veil. Because some of you've been having problems with jealousy, man. And you gotta watch out for that shit. Your adrenal glands are on fire, man. Because you don't know if you're gonna fight or fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, Leo, it pays for even you, mighty lion, to, look under the whole shit busy bang. All right? Virgo. Ooh, first impressions. Jeez. No hello. No hi, my name is. Just straight into that. Okay, fine. You're going to have to deal with your daddy issues at some point in time. I mean, if your father is still here, I don't even mean necessarily even with that person. I'm talking about as it relates to you inside, within. The dealing with the person part, that can come afterwards. It's more important for you to deal with your daddy issues or lack of daddy issues or something. There may also be, for some of you Virgos, there may be a Pisces that you're dealing with. Okay, now there's a lot of shit about a Pisces you may never know, because there is that, like, Pisces do have that, like, fantasy world shit. They're half here, half in their fucking fantasy world. And they have their secrets, okay? Just like y'all do too sometimes, but this is on a whole other level. It's on a whole other level, okay? So, once again, there's some things that you don't know, man, all right? Virgo, please go sit down somewhere. I need to focus, okay? I believe now we're talking about some Libra action here. Yes, Libra action. And to some of you Libras, I got to say this. And I've said this plenty of times. Every sign I think has maybe gotten this one, but I have to roll with this shit. So I got to say it like I see it, okay? And like I feel it. This is that. And this is that, okay? What I'm seeing is, I'm seeing a Libra who has began to really do the work and be like, yo, what the fuck do I really want? Enough with this running in circles shit. I'm getting nowhere fast. What do you really want? Do you have the courage to admit what you really want? Can you admit to yourself at least first what you really want? Yeah, it may cost you that relationship, but that would just mean that that relationship is not the one. I mean, it is what it is. You know, some relationships are flyers. Some are brochures. Some are pamphlets. Some are magazines. Some are booklets. Some are novels. It is what it is, Libra. Now, I know a lot of you Libras want to be rubbing shoulders and, you know, they got to be somebody important. Like, what about what I look like? All right. And all of that. Fuck all that. I see you actually saying, you know what? I got to honor my shit, man. I got to honor my shit. What about me? I got to honor my fucking truth. Okay? I can't always just be about everybody else. You can't be fucking standing around marching and protesting all the time. Sometimes you got to fucking take care of yourself first. You got to be solid first before you go try helping the masses and, you know, feeding tons of homeless people and all. Yeah, that's all great. That's wonderful. It's wonderful, Libra. But what about you? All right. Enough with you. My point is, I do see, though, that you're doing that shit, though. You know? And that's step numero uno. Is having the courage to look in the mirror and to say, this is what I'm choosing. This is what I really want. To notice what it is that you really want. Recognize what you really want. Or start to think about what you really want and then choose what it is you really want. Very important. Based on what is really most important to you. Because if you pick something that is in line with your core values, assuming, of course, that you know what the fuck those are in the first place, then you cannot lose. That is the formula for ultimate success. You know, shooting for other things that are outside, that go against, that conflict with your values. What's most important, you know, how you identify yourself. What's most important about you, you know, and then you're over here fucking, you know, doing shit that's opposite to that. In other words, you're living a lie. You start living a lie, it starts fucking with your frequency. Because you know you're not being real with yourself. You got to be able to be real with yourself. First and foremost. I mean, come on. That sounds like a Hallmark card almost. You know what I'm saying? So take that into consideration. Libra. Okay, now please take your fucking scales and, you know, go go either march or protest against the fucking whatever's going on in the elections or some shit. All right, go. Scorpio. I do have a fondness for Scorpios. You mysterious... Oh, fuck. Scorpio, you mysterious fucking creatures, you. All right? You enigmatic, ineffable fucking creatures, you. All right? This is also a season right now, too, that you're going to be reminded of certain things also, which relate to your cosmic, maybe even more so a karmic, a consciousness that's more of on a karmic level outside of just your individualized this time around memories and shit. A karmic relationship. But I see it kind of being good. I see it being actually very positive, not like a typical karmic relationship, like romantic relationship. It could be just a friend or somebody, but you know them from somewhere or some time, right? Or some dimension or whatever. This is the time, too, where you're going to find that you're really agile. You're balanced on your fucking feet, on those. I don't know. Scorpios don't have feet. I don't know what those fucking legs that they got. Well, you're really good on those at this time. As long as you don't lose your shit when something happens or you hit a snag in the road for the next couple weeks, you're going to notice that shit balances out for you really well. Not to mention, this is also the law of attraction card. Now, it could be said that this pretty much could apply to anybody every time, all the time. But for you in particular, I promise you, you're going to think of my lovely mane and this face when it happens. And you're going to see me saying this to you. But your ability to like manifest, or you're going to want to be careful what it is you're thinking, what you're conscious of thinking. More importantly, what your unconscious is thinking, that little voice that you can't hear, that's still always talking, that's the programmer. Not the one that you're hearing, that you can hear, the one that you can't hear. The one that's always in the background. It's been in the background your whole life. You know what I'm saying? And because it's been in the background your whole life, it's like that picture on the wall, that thing you got on the refrigerator, you don't even see it anymore. If you was to look for it, you'd be like, I can't find it. And then somebody else comes, you mean this right here? Right in front of your face. It's a scotoma. You're constantly looking through filters, and each filter filters out certain shit and allows other shit in. That's why you notice certain things and totally don't notice certain other things. Okay? Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. You're going to want to bring those unknown voices, start to find out what the fuck they've been talking about. How do you know what they've been talking about? Look at your life. What are the most consistent patterns? That's what you've been saying. That's what they've been saying. But my point is, you're going to seem to have an uncanny thing. Like, yo, I was just thinking about if a bird shit on somebody's head. And then yesterday when I was coming out of work, this bitch that I work with, a bird shit on her head. You know, so like, you're going to want to be careful, and you're going to want to aim it, and you're going to want to direct it. Okay? That's all I want to say. Now, gracefully crawl away with your glow in the dark ass. You know we love you. It's time I get to the real sign here, okay? The Sagittarius, okay? Yo soy Sagittarius, okay? First of all, yes, we blotting out the motherfucking sun with arrows, okay? So Sag, what's been going on with you, bro? What's been going on with you, sis? Ah, fuck. This was supposed to be short, too. I'm saying now we're at 37 minutes now. That's not my idea of short. Oh, well, it is what it is. Fuck it. Okay, Sag. You're either going through, or you're on the precipice of going through a time where just emotionally you're feeling up. You might be feeling unstable. Some of you Sages, you had extra helpings of fire in your shit. That's okay, man. That's all right. You're just going to have to learn to manage that shit, okay? Now, what this also feels like is, besides some of you, a lot of you Sagittarius, obviously, Sagittarius generically are known to be like, oh, so positive, laid back. But believe me, each and every one of my Sagittarius partners out there, they have that other side where they're not so motherfucking cheerful and optimistic and just globe traveling, sprinkling dick or coochie around and being free and all this shit. They got real life worries also. They got shit that they be worrying about. And sometimes these Sages secretly be ruminating on things, almost giving themselves an ulcer and shit. Okay? Yes, myself included. I was, up until a few years ago, a chronic worrier. Okay? I'm surprised I did not give myself an ulcer. Cancel clear all that shit, But some of you are there. So, once again, take what I was just talking about. Sit with your shit. Don't try galloping around, mounting some other little thoroughbred. You know what I'm saying? Just to get your mind off of it. And shoot your Sag milk all up in it. Like, go ahead. But understand that that's not going to help anything. Smoking a ton of weed is not going to help anything. It's not going to necessarily help anything. You got to give it its time to shine. In other words, it's time and attention. You got to give it some of your attention. You got to give it that space. Whatever the fuck you got going on. Some of you Sagittarius are not going to be feeling secure in your relationships. Because some of you Sagittarius already know, like, you might be projecting onto your partner shit that you do. All right? I'm just saying, man. Okay? I'm just saying, man. Okay? Yeah. So peep that shit. Look under the cover, Sag. Look under the cover. Next, we got Capricorn. All right, Capistrano. 9 of Diamonds. Well, some of you Capricorns are going to have an experience of unexpected loss of money or an unexpected expense, perhaps a car accident, perhaps car troubles, or perhaps some other dumbass shit that threatens to derail your current flow and rhythm and shit. Once again, one of the golden cardinal rules. It's not what happens. It's how you label it, how you define it, and then how you choose to respond to that. If you respond from, or you react from your emotions basically just bitched you out. They pimped you. You know what I'm saying? They got all in that throat and wasn't even a thank you afterwards. No towel, no napkin. Didn't even like wipe your mouth or nothing. Okay? Which side of that interaction do you want to be on? Okay? Do you want to be the one grabbing the head, or do you want to be the one whose head's getting grabbed? Now, I know some of y'all are going to say, I would, that would be a way to relieve my stress, is to have my head grabbed. Yes, but you get what I'm saying as far as the analogy. So please focus, all right? This also represents, too, a loss of something that's valuable to you. And for some of you Capricorns, it's going to be something that you was hanging on to far too long. So it's kind of like your soul or your guides or your angels or whoever is like kind of saying, look, this needs to go, okay? We've given you enough time. And you ain't did nothing about it, okay? So we're going to do something about it. Once again, how do you define it? What are you calling this? What are you labeling it? What glasses are you looking at this through? What are you going to do? How can this be for you or happening for you as opposed to happening to you? All questions you must answer, Cap. You are the occultist of occultists of the zodiac. You're the fucking GOAT, yo. All right? Aquarius. The Jack of Spades. The card of the spiritual initiate. Now, I've often, when this card has come up, have told people, yo, you're beginning, or you're in the middle of, or whatever, a spiritual initiation. I feel for you, Aquarius, it's not something happening to you. When I would say that before, after when I review it again, it's like, well, you have no choice. You're just, something is determining that you're going through a spirit. No, you're going through a spiritual initiation, bitch. That's what it is. No, this is more like, I see this alternate path and I'm walking down that bitch. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. And I realize that as I'm walking down this path, at some point, I'm going to take this backpack off. At some point, I may take the shirt off. At some point, these pants, hell, maybe even these shoes or whatever. A stripping away process. And you realize what this path may entail. But you're choosing it. This is not happening to you. I did not get the sense that this is happening to you. This is happening for you and of your choosing. This is more of a proactive spiritual initiation. So, elongated golf clap for the jour, Aquarius. All right? And now finally, the fucking fish of the zodiac. All you Pisces out there. Fucking Pisces. Hey, I can say that. All right? And you know why I can say that? Because I'm half Pisces. Okay? I'm like 3/4 Pisces, like on my mom's side. No. I'm half fucking Pisces, all right? As far as the signature to which I incarnated, I'm more than all these signs. As you are, don't know if you realize that. I don't necessarily define myself by just one of these. I'm all these, and then some, with fucking tax, okay? But Pisces, oh, my moons, if you want to know, you was asking, well, how are you? I'm my moon, all right? My moon, okay? Pisces on my moon, all right? So I got the fire and the water. I'm a big fucking smorgasbord of contradictions, of yin yang. But this ain't about me. This is about you, Pisces. And let me tell you something. Thank you. What? There's some shit, obviously, that you don't know right now, as it may relate to you, as it may relate to others. You're the porn stars of intuition, basically, okay? I mean, well-endowed intuition, okay? You are. Now, whether you have developed it, whether you listen to it, whether you, exercise it, whether you practice it, whatever, I don't know. I think you do, because you wouldn't be watching me right now. You wouldn't have magnetized this Shangodiac to you. Okay, but 10 of hearts. Now, it's not just about controlling, but when I think of your emotions as far as you're concerned, Pisces, all your emotions that you feel throughout the day, then throughout the week, then throughout the month, that creates an overall vibration. You remember, like in math class, you add all this shit and then you get a total, and that's like the average or something, I guess you could say. I didn't do too well in math, but I think that's what they call it, right? Your average, in that sense, not you are average, but like the average of your emotions itself in totality. In other words, your frequency. In other words, your vibration. I see this shit going like this. Skyrocketing. Like, maybe not way up there, but like, it's a fucking drastic change. It's a drastic transformation. A drastic shift, kind of, even for you. But in a higher direction. So that's the good news about that. Now, what are some of the side effects, I guess you could say, of such a moving on up, of frequency, of emotions, I see you're coming into a time here. This particular new moon in the coming weeks are ushering in a time of, I sense also some healing, major healing going on, especially as it relates to you and your family, or family members, or particular family members that have really impacted your life. Yeah, I do. I see it. You see it. And some of you Pisces are going to be taking things to the next level. If you're in a relationship, or maybe you've just been seeing, somebody. Maybe you just been drinking his babies, or he's been sipping on your nectar, and, I see you when I see you. Now we're going to be like maybe more official. If you're already official now, maybe it's time to start cohabitating. Okay? If you're cohabitating already, perhaps maybe some form of a deeper, more intimate commitment, i.e. maybe a marriage, a spiritual marriage, something along those lines. Maybe you've been together now and you might be welcoming a new member to the family. Maybe you got knocked up, and so forth. You get what I'm saying, though. But all these things happen for you, Pisces, because you look beyond the veil. You, of all fucking signs, you Pisces, it's like looking behind a veil can almost come too easily for it, and you take it for granted. You took it for granted all your fucking life. To whereas others, it may be harder, but seeing behind your own veil, the veil of your own bullshit, because you have your bullshit, then you create your little fantasy world here, because I don't want to deal with that. So you have that in place, and you have a lot of different things to look through, you know? So I do see you doing this, though, which is why this is happening. You see that? That's like SANTISIMA there. I never noticed that shit. Here she's showing up. She's making a cameo. She must want you to get that Muerte cleansing ritual and the Rapid Cash Infusion 5 Muerte MULAH, because she's maybe trying to give you some money, too. Anyways, that's been your Shangodiac. This Shango Ray. Peace and many blessings. And I'm out of here.